Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Shalissa. How you doing this morning, girl? How are you doing this morning? Okay, so first off, we're going to start off with what I said that I was going to do yesterday for somebody. So I don't want my girl Miss Coffee to be out there on the limb all by herself. So we going to do. Now, let me tell you what I did because I didn't have no potato. So we going to learn something together. I didn't have you doing great. You on your morning break now? Um, so I didn't have a potato, but I told y'all I had planted some right after I pulled some of the first ones. So this is one of the little old tiny potatoes that I chitted from another season before. Chitted, got an eye on it, whatever. That's what this is. So what I did, so I can help somebody out, I pulled this back up out of the ground, and you see, yeah, it has some roots and everything on it. I'm about to learn a lesson today. Um, Whether I should have or I should not have done it. Growing with her, saying, hey, 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 hey. Hope everything going good. um, so I pulled this one back up, and instead of letting it continue to grow outside, I'm gonna bring it on the inside, and we're gonna try and grow this under the grow light. Which I have never done that before. I ain't never grown potatoes under a grow light before. So, to go along with and help each other, we gonna learn what it is to grow potatoes on the inside. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna guesstimate about what I should do. Of course, I've grown potatoes outside. I don't know how many times, but hey. Okay, first thing I got is I got me a little reservoir to catch any extra water because potatoes absolutely need great drainage. You have to have good drainage for your potatoes. If you don't, hey Aisha, good to see you. If you don't have good drainage, what you're gonna get is you're gonna get a soggy potato that just sit in water, and it's gonna rot. It's going to rot. So you have to have good drainage. Don't put no whole bunch of water on them and all of that. They are a hungry plant. I usually use chicken poop for everything because that's what I got available here to me. Oh, and two, I told y'all before that okay, this year when I did my potatoes, the only thing that is different is last year I got my dirt and my soil from around the outside of my pig pen. Pigs have good fertilizer too. And so I did not use chicken poop last year. I remembered that because of what I grew them in, because I did them in bins last year, not in the ground or in the raised garden bed. So that's what I grew them with last year. Was I did the the soil what my pigs had rooted up from around in the back, and wood chips. That's what I used last year. So okay, this year we're gonna go different because I know, well, not this year because I'm already growing potatoes still with my same old chicken poop. And now that I thought about the pig stuff around their pen, my next potatoes that I do, because I'm gonna grow them all summer long. I'm gonna use that instead of the chicken poop. So okay, first thing I got is my water reservoir. This is what I told y'all when I first moved out here. This is what my garden. These the little bins I got from the Dollar Tree, and this what I started my whole garden in, and it went from this to what it is right now. So you all know, and y'all can already see over here on the stand we already got because we had to pull up our squash and zucchini. So we gonna get that going on the inside. We got our grow lights and everything already hooked on to it, getting ready to get going. So okay, I already had started pouring some stuff in here, and then I had to dump it back out. But in this pot, it has several holes in it. But in the first place, I'm not gonna keep putting a whole bunch of water on these anyways because Potatoes just don't do good in a whole bunch of water. You have to have good drainage from them. You can't overwater them or nothing. Um, so what I'm going to do, oh, and in this bowl right here, let me tell you what I got in this bowl. And I told y'all know I don't usually buy fertilizer, but when I went to the store that one day, I had got this fertilizer right here, and it's called Garden Tone. So this is what I'm gonna try with my potatoes. I don't know what fertilizer you gonna use, but we can all later on we can compare and see which one. If enough of us do it together, we can all see which one got the best results. So I'm just using my garden soil from around here. Nothing fancy. I know nothing. Hey, share with Shay. Nothing fancy. I'm my soil. Y'all seen me work with it yesterday. So it do got a little bit of chicken poop in it because I was sprinkling that. But this is garden tone, which is a fertilizer. So I'm going to put that in mixed with the soil, and I'm gonna put this down for a second until we start to get our soil in here. And what we're gonna do is we only gonna fill the soil up probably to about let's say here. That's about as much soil that we gonna put in here for today and mix around to get this, because as this grow up, we gonna put more dirt around it as it get bigger. So let me get my soil. Yeah, we know. Yeah, y'all know. I don't know how the garden gonna act tomorrow when we go back outside. You know, the last couple of days have been cool days here in Florida, versus what's normal here. So I just kind of took that time to like take me a little break from out there, and I walked out there to go and get some fertilizer. And you know, the plants was out like they're like, what's wrong with you? Why you ain't been out here to visit us? Okay, so I got about the amount of soil that I want. I told y'all one of my handles broke right there. But it's still, this pot still do what it's supposed to do, right? Okay, so I put about as much soil in there as I want to. Now I'm just gonna sprinkle this. And again, y'all, I'm not no professional, so you have to do your thing and follow the directions on your stuff if you ain't sure about it. But what we interested in over here is growing in these pots, growing out there in the garden, and growing in real life. Real. um, let me see. Hey, Stacy Burrows, thank you for joining. And y'all, let me tell y'all how you help till up the soil over here and keep our garden growing. As you come in, if you don't mind, can you hit the like button? And that can help us till up some soil, meaning help us grow a little bit. All of that good stuff. So again, I'm gonna say, if you're gonna use fertilizers and stuff, read your directions on the fertilizer that you use. Me, I don't do no fertilizers. I do what work for me. I do what gardening that don't make me stressed out, and I'm trying to do everything that everybody else say do or whatever. I come out in the garden and I garden for peace. I like peace. And if whatever I'm doing, I make a mistake in it, I know how to take a deep breath and say, oh, girl, you messed it up this time. Let's go back at it again. And so the one thing is getting your hands into the soil and working with the soil to release whatever you got going on in your life, into the soil, and then grow with after you release. So make gardening not so you don't want to go into the garden and then make your day more stressful than it already is. You going out there to do something different. And then the thing is, if we mess up something, we not going that's not one of the things we gonna be sitting over here crying for. We could cry about a whole bunch of things over here, but losing a plant or something, y'all seen how we snatched those squash up and we seen them grow from day one. We not gonna cry about the plant, because that means that we done gave up on whatever it is that we believe in. And that's why we tried it out there. It didn't go right. We snatched them all up and came right in here and plant the same thing, because we need our squash and zucchini for this season. So, okay, but like I said, y'all follow the directions on the thing, or if you're going to be like me, you're a little hard-headed, you like to march to the beat of your own drum, because everything else been you crazy in your life or whatever, and now you just want to see how crazy yourself is. Do your own thing. And either way, you will get a lesson in, oh, I did that, or oh, I really messed that up right now. So, and to be honest with you, I can't tell you a whole bunch of mistakes that I made. I've been absolutely blessed to come out here and do something. And it's like, the more I see that I can grow, the more I want to come out here and continue to try and grow different things. Again, I'm not no professional. No, by no means necessary. Hey, Shawanda, it's good to see y'all all this morning. I hope everybody doing well. Good. Let's just watch your video from yesterday. Oh, okay then. Thank you. Ain't no crime. We gonna plant another. Aisha, that's what I'm talking about. If you when you open up your seeds too, it might be a good thing that say you open up your pack and you want to plant like 4 things, or you want to plant the whole pack. Don't plant all of them. Save like 4 of your seeds or something, so just in case one of them don't do what they're supposed to do, you will have another one to replace it. But I promise you on everything, if you put something in the soil to grow it, your plant gonna start talking to you immediately. When it come up out of the ground, it's gonna be so pretty and green, right? But as it grow, the colors in it change, the height of it changes, the leaves do different things, and all of those things that it's doing, they all tell you something different. And you will know, you're going to answer to your plant. And I'm telling you, to see that little green thing pop up through the soil, you're going to be like, I always be telling y'all about when you went to school and then you planted that lima bean and you come running home with that thing flopping everywhere like you planted the greatest thing in the world. That part right there. That's what I'm talking about. You're going to be so happy to see that thing coming. And as soon as you see anything start to turn and look different on it, you will have questions. Trust yourself. Ask the questions. You're going to get the answers to it. Because all you have to do is the same way you look at your plant and you be like, why is it starting to turn yellow? Just like if you had a baby or somebody you was taking care of, you know the difference between when you came in and they feeling well and when they're not feeling well. Your plants speak to you the same way. Don't be scared to start the process. Once they get up, you definitely gonna be excited about what you see. Especially if you're interested in growing, not just in the garden, but in real life. Gardening will change your life. For real. Getting ready to plant my potatoes here in Michigan. All right, let's go. But I was surprised to see plants growing from last year that I had forgotten about. So and them the kind of garden. That's the kind of gardening that I like ones you underestimate, like a seed. Sometimes you get frustrated and you pull up seeds before you really gave them a chance. You be done moved on and put something else in that soil, and before you know it, everything that you done put in there before is all growing at the same time. I showed y'all before that I went out there and dug up one of my garden beds, and it had what, 5 or 6 different things in there, and all of them did good. So yes, things will grow by themselves. We took some seeds yesterday and just slung them down on the ground. We'll see later on what they gonna do for the ones that ain't really interested in it. But I'm telling you, somebody, you throw that seed down on the ground, and one day you just walking, you come home on your way from work or something like that, and right while you walking up the driveway, and you happen to look there, and you see that plant down there growing, and you know that ain't something that, it ain't no grass and ain't no weeds and no none of that. You look and it's like, that cucumber came up. And all of a sudden, that cucumber become your baby. You telling your kids, don't step on my plant. Now it done became your plant. You'll see your attitude and change. It's like bringing home a newborn baby. But I'm telling you, gardening will change your life. All facts, baby. Facts. Not what I think. Okay, so I got this being right where I wanted to be able to put my potato in, and now I'm just gonna clear around because I know this potato probably hollering like, what wrong with this girl? It's like I had all of my roots and everything growing. But I told Miss Coffee I was gonna find her a potato this morning. And so I went and pulled up one that I already had out there planted. And you see the root system and everything that it already had going. Oh, good morning, Miss Coffee. Here you go, coming just in time. So I went and pulled up this one. It's little, it ain't growing no potatoes on it. It still got the little seed. You see how tiny that seed potato is? So I told y'all, if you got a little old bitty tiny potato like that, then make sure you don't throw it away. Let it chip and do something. Or like I said, my kids love a good old crab boy. Them little old bitty tiny potatoes, they do just fine when you put them in a situation like that. So I made me a little dip in the soil because I only want to plant it like right up to the back, up to the plant right there. And I'm gonna sit it down in there and put my soil around it. And now I'm going to water it just a little bit. I'm gonna press it down on that soil. I'm gonna put just a little bit more in there because I don't think it's rounded enough to me. And I'm already thinking we about to get a good old harvest here. So wait a minute, I can't. It's hard for me to see this child. I have my mustard greens. Yeah, you know, I have collard greens. I show my collard greens a lot, but you know what I am missing, and I do have them. I'm missing mustard greens. I have mustard greens, and usually I like to mix. I like to mix collard greens and mustard greens together. That's how I cook. That's how I usually cook my greens, but I haven't did it in a while because I don't got no mustard greens out there. I need to go and dig in my seeds and find my mustard greens. Okay, so now those of y'all who would have been planting a potato seed, you would still put that potato in here just like this and have it. You don't have to fill it all the way up. And Miss Coffee, this is another way that I've done it before, but the other years and stuff, I don't heal it up like that. I did it one time, and then another year I didn't do the healing up. I just put the potato down in there and I put the mulch, which I showed y'all with the other ones. So I never do the healing up thing, but with this one right here, we're going to do the heal up process, which means the stem is going to come up. We probably knock some of the leaves off the bottom of the stem, and then we're going to put more dirt and keep coming up instead of us using mulch. Another thing is I told y'all that if you want to grow potatoes, get them. You can get potatoes from the grocery store. They cost much less than seed potatoes. Seed potatoes gonna cost you like $8 for maybe what it was. I think we had like 16 potatoes, and they weren't that big. But you can get You can use, don't even use the whole bag. Go and get you a bag of potatoes. Get you a bag of potatoes for you and your household. Take like 2 or 3 of those potatoes, put them in a dark place so they can get the chits on them. First of all, wash them, rinse them off when you get them. Because, and I talked to y'all about this before, that they spray the potatoes with this with some kind of chemical now to stop them from growing the little eyes on them. So rinse your potatoes off to get that stuff off of them. Put them in a dark, cool place and let them start to grow the eyes on them. And then, go ahead and plant them. But you can plant it in the same way as doing this, and eventually you will see your little leaves start to come up. But as it grows taller and taller, you can keep adding dirt to it. And supposedly in the areas where you add the dirt to it, as it grow up, those areas start to grow potatoes out of them too. But mustard greens funky. They do be to me. I think collard greens, when you first put on a pot of collard greens, them things have your house so stinking it don't even make no sense. And I ain't talking about, how black folks be like, boy, that pot stinking right there. No, I'm talking about stink for real. Like, I hate the way they smell when they initially like crank up and start cooking. I don't like it, but they be so pretty in November, October. But yeah, I don't. Okay, so here we got our plant in here. We don't got no water on it yet, so I'm gonna get some water and I'm gonna water it. And it's not gonna be a whole lot of water, because though a potato is like it's made out of all water and everything, it don't need a whole bunch of it. So here we gonna get us some water to pour onto there, and I'm gonna show you how much water I'm gonna use in mine, because I'm only gonna fill up my little mustard watering bottle. Okay, so this what I got, and I'm just gonna water around up in here. And this means I have to turn on my grow light today, because I cannot have this potato in here without sunlight. So my other things yet haven't come up. So I don't have to worry about those things yet right now with the sun, because your little seedlings can do fine. But as soon as they peak above the ground, you need to have them with some sort of sunlight, because they'll grow tall and leggy if you don't get them some sunlight. So most likely that water that I just put in there, none of it gonna drip to the bottom, because the soil, for one thing, was kind of on the dry side. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put this up there on the shelf first. Let me show y'all, bring y'all over here and see what she looked like in the pot. Let me turn this thing around. I always be trying to do this stuff the handicap way or something, like ways that don't even make no sense. Okay, so you see what our little looking like right there in there. And again, I've never done that before, where I pull up the potato while it's already got the roots on it, like it did just then. So we gonna learn something this time too. Did I do the right thing or not? And see, y'all, some of y'all had asked me before, when you plant and you do stuff with mulch in it, does that affect your soil? Absolutely not. Wood chips and stuff feed your soil, and it also stop it from getting compacted, which makes it easy for the roots and stuff to grow through it and everything. It kind of acts like perlite. If for those of you all who go and get perlite, and you got some places in your city where you at that you don't you can go there, and when they chip up the wood from like trimming the lines and stuff like that, they have places where they have set up where you can go there and get the wood chips for free. Go get you some free wood chips versus paying for perlite. And you know what? Sometimes they snatch perlite off the. It'd be a shortage for perlite sometimes. Can you can you believe that? But yeah, you have to do what works for you. I haven't bought perlite in a very long time, so um okay, Miss Coffee, you already got you some more potatoes, and then so now we gonna put it up on the shelf, and then I gotta hook up my my grow lights. Oh, Aisha, where you been? Where you been at? You missed it. You missed it during the time when we put pumpkin. They be so pretty in November and October. We got a whole patch out there. Um, of watermelon that not well, we got watermelon out there too, but we got pumpkins. We got pumpkins out there. And I'm gonna you will see tomorrow. When we go back out in the big garden, I'm gonna put the yeah, overflow. We got grow lights. What kind of? It's according to what kind you talking about. Overflow. You know they grow in the garden all the time. You know they grow in the garden all the time. What are you talking about? So we gonna put this up here, and this the only thing that need the grow light right now. So I'm gonna position that right over the top of that. And usually I have like a well, not I, because I'm usually not the one that use the grow lights. This is my first time. Um this my first time using grow lights to grow any of the stuff that I grow. So girl, I've been driving 18 wheelers. Okay, then, yeah, that's okay. Then you drive an 18 wheelers. Okay, you ain't necessarily in the garden, now, but Aisha, wait a minute now. You might be telling us something. We might need to know how that garden work. Driving an 18 wheeler, because we taking no excuses, none whatsoever. Now you know what kind of level you can put us on, and we can show the truck drivers how to have their own garden in the truck. That would be some junk right there, wouldn't it? Indoor planting overflow. Yep. I'm in an apartment. Yep. That we and ain't we cutting out all excuses for not growing. We don't got no excuse not to grow. Miss Coffee got her nice lettuce and everything going and growing over there. And yes, she done had some little things that happen, but the whole thing is when you have the little bad things that happen, you know how they say you fall off your bicycle, you get your butt up, dust your knees off, and you go back at it. That's what you do. Don't let it whoop you. You got to whoop it. So okay, we gonna get I gotta get a thing to hook my these onions trying to get in the potato pot. Why? Them onions. Now your onions, Miss Coffee, they love water. You ain't gonna get no complaints from them about how much water you put on them. Collard greens, mustard greens, onions, cabbages, all of that stuff love water. As a matter of fact, it'd be good to not actually let your soil dry out with those. They actually grow better. Yeah, they do. And though are they green? If you got the green onions, y'all growing them green onions, don't pull your whole green onion up like y'all see them in the grocery store or whatever. Just clip the top of them off, leave the white part down in the ground, and let them grow back. They keep on replenishing themselves. Girl, I was at my apartment when I was growing plants, but I left 2 weeks ago to drive 48 states to move into a home. Well, praise the Lord. Into a home. Yeah, okay. Are you liking it so far where you at? Drive 48 states. Okay, onion seeds. And we'll do onions from seed sooner or later, because we got all of those we got all of those onions out there with all those bulbs on top of them. So they gonna be, they gonna be like crazy out there. We got a whole bunch of them, but I love your channel, so I just listen to you while I drive. Oh, thank you very much. Then I'm glad you like it over here. um, so now I gotta get a thing with multiple plugs in it that I was supposed to be looking for earlier, so I can put my put my light on my potato. So hold on just a little second. Yeah, let me get that. I'm gonna have to get one from another place because I need 3 plugs in it. I'll be right back, y'all. Okay, y'all. I had to go and rob somebody. Okay, now so we gonna have to unplug our chicken thing. We're gonna have to unplug our incubator and let me see. We're gonna have to unplug the incubator and plug it back up. Hey, I see some more people came in while I was gone. Good morning, TMB. How you doing? Got my spinach though. Need to plant. All right, Miss Coffee. See you chastising me with that one right there. You chastising me with the spinach, girl. No, and I'm just saying. Let me tell you something. Sometimes people say something to you, And it already been going inside your mind because I be encouraging y'all, don't let stuff beat you out. And remember, I said I got mad at my spinach because it didn't do what I wanted it to do the way I planted it. I thought it was going to be good. And I don't know why I didn't go with the way I did it the year before, because it did absolutely amazing. We was getting spinach by the bag. We was getting spinach by the bag real good. And for whatever reason, I decided to go with putting the ground cover down and all of that stuff, and trying to see, can I keep the weeds out of it. And I told you, Miss Coffee, that's what I usually do. I don't use lettuce. I use spinach in the place of lettuce. So um but this year, my spinach out there looking crazy as I don't know what. So we gonna get back. Miss Coffee, me too. One time, my daughter, my 14-year-old daughter, I was just telling her the other day that when I was pregnant with her, the only thing that I could eat was spinach. Every day I had to have, but then I was eating it out the can then because I had never grown it before. But every day I had to eat me a can of spinach every day. Absolutely love it. Not a watermelon. I can't rock with you with that. I can't do the watermelon. um, so I'm gonna go back. I found me some spinach seeds last night, and the spinach was speaking to me again, saying, you need to get me straight over here. So soon I will be working back on my garden bed that y'all know that I got out there where the sunflower is and all of that stuff. So I'm gonna go back out there and start working on that bed again. And that means that I will probably end up purchasing some soil to get that garden bed finished or whatever, just to make it easier for me. You need to or should do ASMR story time or ASMR planting, but you be silent, letting people listen to your every movement. Look it up. I'm driving. Oh, okay then. I already been saying that we gonna it's gonna be times that I'm gonna fire up the live, and it's just gonna be to listen to the sprinklers. And you'll probably see me move by every now and then. And if I don't say nothing to y'all on those days, y'all know I love y'all and stuff. But we out here in the garden, and I love those sounds. I can sit there, like, listening to a sprinkler just put me in such like a calming place. And sometimes I go and turn the sprinkler on, and I'm like, okay, I'm going out there to turn the sprinklers on, is what I say to my husband. But he already know she ain't gonna be back no time soon. Cause once the sprinklers come on, it like put me in like it's just like I just stand there and just stare at the sprinklers forever and ever and ever. And before you know it, I'll be done sat there and looked at them for like 2 hours, just listening to that. It's like if you growed up with a box fan or whatever blowing in your window or whatever, it's like you need that to go to sleep at nighttime, or you can't turn your TV off at nighttime because you need that little extra noise of all the noise in the house. You ever get that time where you say, it's too quiet in this dang on house, especially when you used to having a lot moving around. Y'all know that I've raised 14 children, and I'm still in the process of it. I got 3 more to go before they become adults. But I wish I could rewind time and just go back and re-raise all of them all over again with the information that I have now, and not even let them grow up, because trust me, you think you had any issues or whatever raising your kids, and me personally myself, I don't think I had bad children at all, not at all. But if you think some of the things they did when they was little got on your nerve, and you ain't experienced adulthood with your kids yet, ooh, We gonna move on from that because we growing. We growing. I'm about out of windows. I know that's right, Miss Coffee. I love spinach. Me too. Um, both times. Kids got green birth balls. My my daughter keep on trying to look for hers. Well, she have hers, and she asking me because it's on like her hip. I told her it could be a spinach leaf. I say because I sure was tearing it up while I was pregnant with you. um, hey, Miss Kimmy, I didn't see you come in. Yo, those of y'all, Miss Kimmy has a very nice channel. I mean, so much so I was sending her in her chat one day, and I couldn't even stop myself from going up and being able to add to, just let them know that the things that they were speaking and everything that, just sometimes letting somebody know that the things they're speaking, like, I hear you. I came in the door right on time, so I love meeting those kind of people. You don't have, they don't know anything about you. You don't know anything about them, but they can show up in a place and start speaking into situations in your life. Honey, I just hang right on in there then because I know somebody using them. So y'all go over and check Miss Kimmy out. She has great conversations and she ain't with all the she know how to get right there to the point and let you know. um one just amen. So glad you did. Yeah, I am too. Okay, y'all. I done unplugged this incubator really, really quick. Oh, and it ain't as quick as I thought it was gonna be. Oh Lord, the chicken babies. The chicken babies, y'all. Wait until I gotta figure this out. Let me at least get this part in. Cause watch, when it come back on now, we finna have a bunch of screaming. And whatever reason this thing is, Lord, am I like this thing doesn't even fit that. Like, what kind of box is this? You know what? Let me put we can't leave the babies off of life support long. We got to keep the babies on life support. You know what? She ain't screaming. I guess she kept the humidity and everything stayed where it's supposed to, without me taking the top off of it. He ain't starting no screaming. I don't like to hear it screaming because it's like one of your babies trying to tell you, I need my bottle with when it starts screaming. So it didn't start screaming, and for whatever reason, I don't know why it doesn't fit into this box, this plug. So now I gotta go and find something else different because we got to turn our grow light on for our potato. The sun hasn't been up that long, and that's one of the things they need. They need the sunlight. So we're gonna get that corrected, but I'm not gonna get up and leave to go and look for a box. We just plugged our chicken in because we can leave. The potato can get sunlight anytime. I can run the grow lights at nighttime and come and unplug them in the morning time. They'll probably be a little confused, but but they'll get the sunlight that they need to put out the food that we wanted to put out. So yeah, that was. I had a great time over there. Y'all definitely, all three of y'all spoke great stories. I mean, touched on a lot of things that I've been through in my life. Miss 504 was on the panel. She talked about some things that I definitely been through in my life. And Miss Yo Thoughts, y'all know Miss Yo Thoughts. She always come through all the time. So y'all know Miss Yo Thoughts say throw some seeds on the ground, grow something. For you ones that don't want to, you don't want to actually dive into doing the gardening. Throw some seeds on the ground and watch them grow, and watch they gonna have you hooked right on in there. You'll be growing. You will be growing. Potatoes, less water, more light. Absolutely. And make sure not, just look at your soil, touch your soil and stuff like that. And as long as you can feel some moisture in it, you don't need to overwater. Like I just watered that right there just now. It probably will be next week, Miss Coffee, before I put any more water on those potatoes. We appreciate the love, the knowledge, and information you and like minds have to offer. Absolutely. We each one, we can teach one. And you know what? Sometimes I don't agree with everything everybody else say, but those ain't the points I'm looking for. I'm looking for the thing that I did get out of, because in every situation, in every conversation that you have, everybody ain't gonna agree with everything you say. And for one reason, they may not agree with what you say is because they don't know the perspective or the point that you coming from or the experience that you had. And so when we share, sometimes we can change each other's minds coming from the position that we in or what the situation we talking about at the time. We can change some minds or give different ways to get, what they say is it's a lot of ways to skin a cat. So information is key. um Peppers and onions, more water. Yes, yes. Yes, we do, Shauna. Yeah, so all of those things are we got everything squared away. Yesterday is our first day for putting our squash and zucchini that we lost outside. We had to pull all of them up. Um it was We had to do some little investigating to find out what was going on, and I thought that maybe the mulch was doing something to my squash and zucchini, and come to find out the little critters had done got us already, that I had been telling everybody about, that get me every time, but I had never seen it happen the way that it did. And by the time I caught it, um they was riddled with them. And so we turned it into a good thing. The chickens ate really well because they had all of those little worms crawling all through them. So the chickens ate really good. And then in turn, the chickens gonna give back to us because that protein all them little worms provided for them. So, and we over here say we high class gardeners. And that just means we make sure we growing something at all times, and make it match to what it is that we doing in life, and let us grow together. Let those plants manifest in your life what's actually happening when you feel like you ain't moving or growing anywhere. Let your garden speak into your life. But the high class part is we make sure we got the food out there growing, but we don't mess with no bugs, no worms, and no snakes. Mm-mm. Any of those things show up out in the garden, and I've been challenged with the word snake this week. So snake, snake, snake. I've been hearing it all week long. So y'all that believe in prayers and everything, y'all, eh, preparation. I don't say move my snake out of my way, but give me the strength to stomp his head off whenever he show up. So because I don't want to be in fear of anything. um, but if those things show up in the garden, I go and get the husband or one of the kids that, I grew up scared of those things right there. So I just don't play around with them. But we make sure we have something growing at all times. And when we speak of bugs, snakes, and worms, sometimes we associate people as those things. We don't, the things that we do out in the garden, real life. We don't mess with them in real life. um, so with that being said, thank you all for coming over here and spending your time with Life with Tashana. Because you could have been anywhere else you wanted to be, but you chose to spend your time over here with us. We're gonna do a garden tour maybe tomorrow morning. Show y'all some other things because I haven't seen the garden in 2 days now. So we gonna go out there and see what we got popping out there, because we should have us some okra blooms open and everything, tomatoes everywhere, and probably have to stake a whole bunch of things up tomorrow. So tomorrow could be one of those ASMRs, but sometimes I come on here and I have I told y'all I be blabbing on. I call y'all the babbling. I'll be babbling on and on. So I just don't be doing all the time. I don't feel like talking, but I like the people who hang in here so far. So I love coming up and talking to you all and everything. So again, this is Life with Tashana over here, home of the High Class Gardeners. Come in the garden and grow with us. Come in the garden and grow with us in real life. Real life. I appreciate you all, and we gonna get out of here today. We letting service out. You know how you go to church. You know how you go to church and church be going for 3-4 hours. You ever been to one of them churches before? 3-4 hours you still stuck, you still in church. And I wouldn't say stuck there because it was a good time. But the day we letting out a service early, you be like, what? We go home early today. Yeah, so we go usually I try to get an hour in, and as soon as I hit that hour mark, the next thing we be on here for 2 or 3 more hours. So but I enjoyed today, and we growing in one more way. So get you something to grow, and if you don't know how to grow it, just ask us some questions over here because we learning together. All right, y'all, till next time. You never know when you're going to see Shauna, because this is like a box of chocolate over here. You never know what you're going to get. I might be back later on tonight. Maybe get on here going off screaming and yelling about something. But most part, I love when I'm in a peaceful place. But I also don't mind sharing when I'm going through something, because it can help somebody else grow too. And that's what I'm about, growing. So if you like growing, keep it coming. All right, then. I will talk to y'all next time. And Mr. Kimmy, thank you so much for coming through. See y'all next time.